Hey guys, it's Erika. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel today. We are going to talk today about sleep. Sleep is essential. We all love it and we all need it. You can't have overall health and wellness without getting a good night's rest. When I worked as a psych nurse, one of the most common complaints I got from patients was, Erika, I can't sleep. And now that I own my own private practice, it's still one of the most common complaints I get from clients. When it comes to your health and wellness, you always want to consult your trusted professional. However, as a professional healer, I'm here to give you some tips and tricks to help clean up your sleep hygiene. Mr. Pounce wants to contribute to this video too. Say hello. Hello. The first tip I have for cleaning up your sleep hygiene routine is to limit your stimulant consumption. Stimulants include things like caffeine, sugar, or prescription medications that are stimulating. My recommendation is to limit something like caffeine, for example, to only a few cups of coffee or tea a day, and then to stop consumption around 6 hours before going to bed. I hear it all the time. Erika, I can fall asleep 6 seconds after drinking coffee. Well, that's fine, but remember that caffeine is still running through your veins, even if you're asleep, and that can affect the quality of your sleep cycles. The second recommendation I have to improve your sleep hygiene is to limit brightness before going to sleep. This includes screens, lights, and any brightness that can go through your eyeballs and stimulate the brain into thinking, hey, it's daylight out. I know I sometimes have trouble with this. I love to play words with friends before bed. It's like a wind down kind of calming activity for me. Well, you can have dim lights like candles or soft lights. That is a better option to have on at least an hour or two before bed. So the third recommendation I have to improve your sleep hygiene is to limit trauma and drama. I'm talking to all y'all Law and Order SVU junkies out there. You know who you are. That's okay. It's a wonderful show. I'm not saying let's not watch it, but we want to be mindful of how much high energy, high trauma, high drama consumption we are having throughout the day. There are the stimulants that we consume through our mouth, like caffeine or sugar or some prescription medications. And there are also the stimulants that we consume through our eyeballs and our hearts. It's the category of trauma and drama that I'm talking about that we consume through our eyeballs and our hearts that can really affect good sleep. For a lot of us, these are TV shows, movies, or video games. We're going to watch them and we're going to process them. And when our brain sees this high trauma, high drama activity, this is more than likely going to upregulate our sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight part of our nervous system, whether we're aware of it or not. I guarantee that the majority of us, if we were hooked up to biofeedback machine, which would monitor things like heart rate and breathing rate, that our rates would go up ever so slightly watching things like Law and Order or Grand Theft Auto, because they're high trauma, drama activities. Our brain doesn't really know the difference between what's real and not real, and so it's just taking in trauma and drama. Therefore, you want to be very mindful of how much trauma and drama you are taking in throughout the day, throughout the week, and recognize where this might be impacting your sleep. The last recommendation I have to help improve your sleep hygiene is to start setting healthy boundaries. Erika, boundaries say what? This is not something we always talk about. However, setting healthy boundaries is essential for overall health and well-being. I define healthy boundaries as the limits we set in place to maintain the integrity of our sacred space. Think of yourself inside a cell, and this invisible cell wall is what's protecting you. I consider that wall the boundary, and then the space in between us and that wall is our sacred space. You are responsible for what you let into your sacred space and what you kick out of your sacred space. You have to realize that what you take in throughout the day, you take to bed with you. And it's really important to keep this space free and clear. Some ways that we really struggle with setting healthy boundaries are, for example, one with work. If you have trouble setting boundaries with work, you might work until later in the evening. That is, if you work a day job and you're not working an evening job, that you work past 7, 8 o'clock, and then the next thing you know, you're shoving dinner down your throat in 5 minutes and then heading to bed. That is not adequate time for you to wind down, slow down, and get an adequate night's rest. And even if you are sleeping, you may be sleeping more so out of pure exhaustion rather than getting a great night's sleep. When I visited Amsterdam in the Netherlands, I learned that their culture there, they do not let themselves really work past 6 p.m. on a normal 8 to 5 schedule, and I thought that was really awesome and a great boundary to set. I had a client this week. She was a mom. She's having trouble setting boundaries with her family. A lot of us can have trouble setting boundaries with friends or family. We maybe have this pressure to be the best mom or be the best friend, or fear of missing out, and so we don't set boundaries with our friends and family and allow ourselves adequate time to rest. You want to recognize where maybe this is happening with you. You really need time for yourself. So work out a contract with your family, how you can set an hour aside a day that's just for you. I'm not saying this is easy, but it is necessary for you to be able to go inward and do what you need to do for yourself. Another boundaries people sometimes have trouble setting is with exercise. For example, you don't want to be working out an hour before bed. You want to set yourself healthy boundaries with that, or how much you're exercising. This is just one more example of how you can set a healthy boundary. Where can you do it throughout your day that it wouldn't impede with rest and sleep? If you're someone who's like, man, Erika, I have a really hard time setting boundaries, being able to own my yes and no, if that's you, I can help you with that because I have an online course for that. It's called Get Your Essential Vitamin Boundaries, because having healthy boundaries in our lives is essential to overall health and well-being. Link to that course is down here in the description below if you would like to learn more about my online course for setting healthy boundaries. In order to get a good night's sleep, it matters what we do throughout the day to get that good night's rest. So limit your stimulants through your mouth, which includes your caffeine, sugar, and any prescription medications that might be contributing to that. Remember to limit the brightness within an hour or two before bed. That includes your screens and the kinds of lights in your house. Make sure to dim where need be. You also want to limit your trauma and drama. This is the stimulants you consume through your eyes and your heart. Be careful what shows you're watching, what video games you're playing, and also the people you're letting in your life. Hello, they can be trauma and drama too, so be mindful of that. And then lastly, set healthy boundaries for yourself. You got to protect your sacred space, keep it clean and pristine. If you guys want to know more about my online and remote practice, because I can see clients anywhere in the world, check out innerfirewellnessnc.com. The link to my website is in the description below. You guys are amazing. You are limitless potential, and know that you have the potential to heal fully. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to know more about holistic well-being and mental freedom. Have a great day and shine on.